Ugh, alright. I had to get some stuff out of the way. So I'm behind my little 5-minute timer. Near and God, it's good to see you. Hope you'll be here means you had your fill of rest. Not so much as 40 weeks, truth be told. Had to go fight a bunch of weapons. More than my fill. Well, you certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet the helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link bell. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages through the Aussie Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at Gimlet Dock, and the Empire's shown no sign of movement. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. Sure. Oh, great. Oh, great. And if you don't mind, I'd ask Balaman to join us. If you want to know what happened to Midfilia, I think it's best she hears it from you. Meet you terrace in the House of Splendors. Whoa. Chocobo was going way too fast. What the? Oh, on a chair. Wow, I haven't voiced Philomenon in forever. Niran, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? She did. Thank you. Words cannot well express how I long to know more of the First. This world Midfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. And then I said, this world is not yours to end. And so when Philia chose to pass on gifts to the next oracle, this girl who thank her named Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect they are quite alike, it would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Aaron, might I ask you a favor for you in your next return to the past? Tell Reen what I cannot. Tell her thank you. I will. Ow. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Oh, it's Rial. Rial, I hope you're here to tell me you received word from our helper. I wish. Nay, I've had not a peep out of him, and it's been too good long while. And it's been a good long while now, too. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm gonna sneak over the border, see if I can get a signal from him closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, can't we ask? It ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, shouldn't have no trouble picking my way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. God knows there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. I wrote, just thought I'd let you know. Now I'd best be. Ah! I nearly forgot. Coral's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We best head back then. I'm sure it's important. I was gonna do the Final Fantasy XIV joke. And then I said, the only fantasy here is yours, and we shall be its final witness. And I looked so cool. Seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
That's hoist.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be.
Shh.
I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me, Kyle.
Thank you.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Frank. Shush. Now, excuse me while I traverse realities. Yes, yes, let me in. Ah, Niren, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. Oh, but of course it wasn't. Go on. Well, I fought some weapons, and unfortunately the link between our friends is showing instability. The corporeal ether shows signs of instability. Oh, by the gods, that possibility never even occurred to me. If you returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. Tis a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Cryle and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Blah 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 blah. Meow meow.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
TLDR, you guys are slowly dying. And it's not good.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Cryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh. What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Ah, me?
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Let's do it. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. Like, the source? Oh, or a place called the source. I'll arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to creation of white Auracite. By thy leave, of course. The process requires no small amount of time, and should the Nemo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask that the rest of you meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the past grounds when I was set upon by our host familiars, and I expect our reception today will be no different, which is why I propose we march to the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in and looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. You have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into the creations, where I should be most interested to meet with those who overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there's little we can do or say to convince them to help us knowing if we know nothing of their character, no less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize an interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I'd rather not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both... Oh, God, it's been a while since... you both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Niran is around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It's only natural that we are pleased to see him. Well, when you have finished, you will have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we finished here. Of course. Let us proceed to the palace. Now, I would like to do it with trust, but I'm going to see if I can get, Hold on, someone made a joke, I have to make a pun. Alright. Oh yeah, that's an optional dungeon. Now, let's see if I can get a group of people. We want to get a group of people here. Hlah. Ugh, it's a 1. After all that, it's a 1. A snakeskin discus. Alright, if it hits 3 minutes... Actually, you know, if it doesn't hit the 5 minute... Actually, if it doesn't hit the 5 minutes, I'm going in with bots. Another snakeskin discus. Oh, you know what? I know I can try. Rabbit skipper. Oh, never mind. I don't have to tell you. You're already here. Can I do an identical cast? Because I want to catch another rabbit skipper. I can't. Ugh, still waking up. Okay, maybe I do have to type it. Hard candy? Ugh. Sea candy. Ugh. A glossy ball of moss found in Lakeland. Do not, in fact, taste like candy. Okay, good. Look at me like, ew, I don't want to eat it. Why is this called a rabbit skipper anyway? It is said that the suspicious or frolicsome nature give rise to its name, though it's entirely possible that the scholars retroactively came up with this explanation to conceal the fact that they simply named it after the first white thing that came to mind. Interesting. Decent. Decent. Not sending that, I'm gonna send that to someone. Alright. It's 5 minutes come and pass. Losing control, I have questions, not for now. Oh. Well, I mean, if you want, I can answer them right away. No. I play how I play. So, if you're thinking about, like, the little sub-categories that were made available in, like, Heaven's Word, like holding L1 and, I don't know, well, L2 and L1, I don't do that. I have everything I need on either 2 tabs or 3 if I can cycle fast enough. Do support. Grand Cosmos. I kind of want Graha with me, so.
Very well.
I was gonna say, why don't I just use, you know, the trust system, and they're not leveled up at all. Oh, Grim Quinn, thank you for the follow. Knock, knock. No, I figured it was you. Oh, that's right, I'm running low on my sunset carrot nibbles. I'll eat one. Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now be gone with you! Oh, right. Well, I'd say we're off to a fine start. I really wish they would tweak the AI to at least attack what you're attacking, not what they deem to attack. Swish, swisharoo. I won't be reading every line, but I will be reading some lines. Oh man, it's been so long. I really don't remember the fact that all these ads. Alright, boss one. If you insist on making a mess of my palace, then you leave me no choice. Oh dear, they don't seem inclined to talk. Well, it was your idea to brandish blades at the door. I can't wait for any dialogue for DawnTrail. Ah. Such pernicious stings you are, no matter. Alpha no heal.
Let's give them a show!
If I must.
Insufferable, a lot of you. They'll spare you, but only this once. They'll leave me be. Warg shoes are striking. How do they look? Ow, my heels. Still you press onward. How foolish. Uh-oh, Porksies. Alright, let's really test the AI. Oh my god. Stop fighting that one, come help me.
You underestimate me!
Uh-oh. Ah, nothing like getting accessories for healing. Oh my god, please! Alpha, no. Alpha, no, look at me. Look me in the eye, Alpha, no. You know what you did. The AI gets so caught up in hitting one enemy. It's almost as bad as Donald Duck healing. I should play Kingdom Hearts again. Alright, let's not pull everything under the sun. Perhaps I should have waited just a little bit longer in order to get a group of people. Be speeding through this. Because at least people don't use their AoE abilities, guys. Braha isn't even using thunder. Imagine not using your dots. You know what I really wish they could implement? Doing this again, but with with trust, but being able to do it unsynced, so everyone's like your max level. So people can't really get a farm party going for any gear that they want. They can just go in with trust. Granted, of course, it's unsynced, you don't get EXP, but you can at least speed through it just a little bit faster. So then you're running with a full group of 90s. And soon everyone will be running stuff with a full group of 100s.
Leave the healing to me. The time has come.
Perish.
If I must.
And there's also a reason why I chose the twin for this. I'm supposed to run it with the Stola. Come on, say it. If we dry these leaves, perhaps we could use them for tea. Why are you like this? Ooh. Warga gloves of aiming. I actually like them. We'll keep those. The garden is ruined! Ruined. Mark my words, you will pay for this. Oh, I did see something moving up there. It's a broom. This broom hurt. Nope. Wait, what did it say? Say it again. I live to clean, swish swisharoo. Piety materia. No one uses that. Let me jump on the table. Ghost? No, I know, you're still here, Larkin. I just ran into the wall. I wonder if this guy was the Thornton of the first. Wrong door. See, I could not dissuade you from your misguided. Ah, Alpino behind you. Haha, very funny. I know they're not ghosts. At least I hope they're not. See, this is why I like it bringing these two. You've sullied these holes long enough. Come, Lucas. I'll guess yet once for company. Pepsi Man. Wait. Insatiable flame. Lucas. Looks like they're finally taking us seriously. Come on, Lucas, turn them to ash. I care not how. Just in case he goes to the center, it's at least still in,
Leave the healing to me. Focus. Release! Protect me!
I wonder, was it ever stated that the, do other people in the Reflections worship the 12? Oh, whoops. day now, Alice. You can hit him with that LB too. Any day now, Alice. Right there. Never mind. You're still just gonna come. Yup, there she is. Perhaps now we have afforded ourselves an audience. Now they have little choice but to hear our plea. Oh, I'm glad to be over and done with it. Let's leave the negotiations to Alpha now in the Exarch. Please give me some chest armor. Those are pants. How do the pants look? The pants look okay. Might use it for monk glam.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Shock and awe, it's a Nemo, like we said.
Beckloak, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men.
Oh, come on, Beck. Aren't you a good boy?
You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion.
They called me a bad boy.
But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. The damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
You mean the magical plague of Verbert?
You know of the plague?
I know of the plague.
Then you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
No. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
I think it would have been funny if they had some innate dislike for the Makotes, or as they call them the first, the Mistils, because, you know, cats and dogs not getting along. It would have been funny. Just like him being like, oh man, you know, we just come to beg for your assistance. Do not speak the words of power to me, feline. You will not have any power over me. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Becklug. For the record, I truly wish we had resorts to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. But I cannot deny that part of me am glad that Orianche shared his knowledge of the Nimmo with us. Had he not, Becklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. You can now do... Oh yeah, this is when they implemented the trust system. We mustn't dally here any longer, Naren. If Becklug is to hear the truth of the travails of the first, you of all people should be present. Oops, that's not sprint. But sprint didn't activate either. It's a nice bright sunny day out. Barely a cloud in the sky.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Guilty.
Everything we told you. of the Source, the Shards, the 7 Umbral Calamities. All of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of 4-3 and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White oversight, you say? Intriguing proposition. But one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to the souls within the Oresight. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls must constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these foe bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which must be rectified upon your return home. Which will be rectified. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Johnny's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters. The earth made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be of help to them? I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I'll be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything that might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite oversight. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Spec-Look as necessary? Let's make for Almorang then. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans precariously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Oh, not too bright, are you, my boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. You will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We defeated the Warrens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vervet. Then for far darker purposes. Lest they fall in the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. But for their sakes, I would break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Here, drink this. Todden stares blankly at you, seeing the tonic has had no effect. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Ah. A reaction. I feel warm. And my legs, they don't feel as heavy. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature, increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely affected show no response. Same. As I feared then. It is true, with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for the corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the thinnest of threads. There's a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years. Decades, even. Oh my god, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. Now, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but you think it's possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Chicken noodle soup. It's good for the soul. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Herbert. That soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague of which the like have never seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what would have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. Well, you know, at least the Warriors of Light brought those responsible to justice. Aye, that they did. I shudder to think what might have not have happened had they not. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize those peoples in corporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Well, the sky is still ablaze with primordial light, but we call it an exercise in futility. Now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail conjuring a familiar. They are able to amplify their energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. Probably get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever regions must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Same. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters with the finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. For now, the water and the clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. Oh, you don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. We humor them with our company. I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be one to just going back there. I'm impressed that you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fae folk. Oh, I'm friends with the king. You're what? Oh, while you're about it, seek the Nemo Pliany. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? So it remains the matter of the clay. Might it prevail you to find it? Sure, I'll just wander around and I'm sure I'll find it. Oh man, you know what I wish we could get? I wish we could get like, not even a wind up Fail, just Fail to like hang around with us. Clay for Meringue would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? I can ask the miners at Twine. Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. When you and the twins are occupied, I will see that there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Wait, what am I doing? I could just teleport. Ah, Magnus. Newton. Well, what a coincidence. Come at a good time. Well, just this moment finished repairing the Talos and the trolley, you lot took the Navathorang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. Offered to share what leftover building materials from the Daedalus stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. The giant trolley. But Magnus still refused to see all the good it could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek. Doesn't mean you can go harassing all guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And that something tells me Nirin didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. Was it you need, friend? Alright, I need clay of your finest variety. I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amorang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you quality clay, it's us. That's saying that it is exactly a commodity nowadays. There must be someone looking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time we used to take clay from Mount... Oh, that's cool. That's a Final Fantasy X reference. Baron. Mount Biron mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look there. Because, you know, they're called, the Rothgar are called Ronso here. I wonder if there'll be more Final Fantasy X references in DawnTrail since we got the Pelopello. No blitzball, one blitzball. I still remember going to FanFest and Yoshi P walking on stage and having to tell everyone, no blitzball. When asking us about like what new limited job would be there, and someone yelled out blitzball. Oh, good times. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would at least turn one of them into a garden ornament, but no. Poor Alpha, no. Azay's looking a little sullen. You have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We will need to combine the clay with the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Becca, look, I have a question. In the event that we had need of the spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Howard and the others have suffered so much, and I swore I would do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance the spell could do that, I'll be the one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect. You are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrend more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Nirin? A very few, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all, for Horik, for Tesleen. Then we are all of one mind on the matter, as they shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
I was like, what the hell is that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
Damn, even Becklow taking a shot at Alize.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Mother, I...
Progress. How is he back look? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. My eyes do not deceive. The hint of a colour returned to his soul. God, I would jump for joy if I wasn't so exhausted. So close now, Harik. As you are, even now, in the process of discovering this magic as much of the Invoker. What you may have not realized is the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I am time to put my theories to the proof. Maybe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Orsight. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. Puck said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that the person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that sound a lot like being some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to the primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know at least one in the souls who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo! Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Harik, the only difference being that his soul is suffused with earth aspected ether instead of light. Follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we could save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this blue fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound familiar, yet there is much more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. It's all the same to you. I have to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. You should return to the Crystarian with Beglug and see if you can make some headway with the newly posited theories. I'll tell you to rest first, but I see you will not be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let's return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Oh, finally, I found you. Kashia, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady tries beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. It will take to return to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklog. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulm's at stake. A lady chimes up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Hold on, my phone's acting up. I can't see the messages. 'Cause I'm getting bombarded by alerts left and right. And now Twitch doesn't want to work. Alright, bye, Grim. To Yulmore. Oh, where is he? Well, not seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Found her.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
Come on. There we go.
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthri out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Sorry, but I think he's fled. No, I'm not going to be mean. Not to her.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Alright. Well. One Chai is missing, time to find him. Makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. But even if he had, we would not done so himself. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, down anywhere he might have gone. I'll meet you at Glory Gate and compare the notes later on. Moen! Not you, Moen. Master Chai? Why, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yumo's neglect of interest, you see. Lord Valtteri apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no need for money. It's little wonder our business were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of the trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. To the buttress. Down. Down, 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 down. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Valtteri and finding General Ranji in the heap. Finding General Ranji in the heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitted, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the Daleks and Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Cahusia as well. And I, for one, welcome any man, woman willing to take up arms for the cause. Dave told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear. So on that note, we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Southeast Derelicts. Do 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 do. Ah, Hathenbert. I recall a man fitting that description. Asked to speak with poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down at the Derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing. There were plenty to tell. High and low for whatever we can to salvage. And it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folks here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though, not content with having his ear chewed out at the derricks. He asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looks like he was headed for Gatetown when last I saw him. Oh, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Ding, ding, ding. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for Yulmore. For the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown a great concern not only for Yulmore but for its surrounding settlements. It seemed logical then that having consulted those within the walls, he would wish to do the same as those without. Nearing, if you would go and make inquiries at Rai, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town I leave to you, Kaishia. Fair enough. We should meet when, where should we meet when we finished? Well, Top Rung would seem like seem to be his most well, Top Rung would seem to me to be his next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we should be well situated to continue our search. It's funny how just before I left, the day theme for Yulmore kicked in. Yeah, I probably should have just teleported here. Haste a lot. No, name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mystel gentleman here not long ago. I'm talking about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or the lack of them. Lost a great many people to the promise of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. Valtteri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I didn't tell you what happened when the Seniors came. Such things are hard to forgive. Well, Valtteri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend. Chai knows, was it? That I'm sure the others said the same. Not that he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I glean much the same. He seemed determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Clusia. The only likely place he has left to being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may catch up to him. There he is. Niren, Elfino, Kaishir. Well, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claimed you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return you to her side. And the blazes are you talking about? I have a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea in her head... I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told that you've been elected mayor, and from what we've gathered from the nearby villages, you've been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn much of the problems faced by the people of Calusia, that much is true, but I'm by no means sure I am a man to solve them. Tackling our main challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not have the right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plan, a man whose counsel may yet make a mayor of me. With respect and such foresight as is, it's proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. We believe in you, Master Chai. I don't know what to say. Oh, you didn't need to say anything. You got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. But that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble. Or boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most of my days in a daze, you know. But you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gould, didn't you? How hard can mayoring be? You're going to steal Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly. Do something that can make a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way, if you let me come with you, that is. You've certainly given me much to credit, a lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Oh, come then, let us press on together. Oh, and look at that, the weather changed to be brighter. Thank you, Master Choi. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here, to find one with experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Rendon's his name, and yes he is, or was. I especially begun to explain myself and decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Valtteri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Randon was the left. Or between them, they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a man of mere business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Crystal then. As you recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him, as in he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friend, and you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Valtteri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in the hope that he could build a better Yulmore together. That was my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer Valtteri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your earlier meeting, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. His desire to right the wrongs of your past and Yulmore's past is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. Must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when you left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go. We'll not take no for an answer, and nay, not even a maybe.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens. Though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. This much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems that Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is most pressing. Ah, yes, meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. A man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So, tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order, one to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. That would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, long-standing neglect of agriculture. Villages that once served as sources for trade of foodstuffs must be repopulated, the means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guaranteeing security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes. Began a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You impressed me, Chai News. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one I wish I would given much thought. Propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stone would close their doors years ago. Without already supplied necessary equipment, the people would stop before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. And do you not see the giant Talos that grips the mountain floating in the air? I did that. I helped. Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch will require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose we make the use of long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Calusia. You will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required should be at the top rung. Come with me. Yeah, I see this, all of this, and I'm like, man, I can't wait for the graphical update to hit these areas. But then I'm like, man, it's gonna be so jarring going to DawnTrail and Tyrol and seeing it, and then teleporting, I don't know, like somewhere here for an S rank, and it's like, it's so ugly. Meanwhile, you're running around in higher definition than before. Aha, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dastardly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of ether and a talos. You only need to get within throwing distance and let one fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. A little trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Well, come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 100 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kai here, but Randon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which is to say, the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. If I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. Yes, well, it should go without saying, I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labor. And to make sure I do, I require your help. So as Kaishia says, these lands are dangerous, and if one's not careful, I would have to use my spyglass to look for any beasts which get in the way of my work. So you'll need to let me safe to subdue the Talos, understood? Absolutely. Good then, let's be off to Quickway, to the North Gate, and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. That's a little concerning, considering he has something that halts the flow of ether. Keep it looking for alert dangers. Give the signal. Go, Chai, go! I did it. I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Calm yourself, old boy. Everything will be fine. Hey, wait, what's that? Oh, now. I was trying to zoom in. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Naren. Aha, that should do it. Now we all need to proceed. Da. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but it somehow worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmor's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, displaying your time in tireless stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmor. Now, I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant to the world of politics, which is why I ask you to join me and grant Yulmor the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmor's leadership is in Alaskan capable hands, would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai, after you've tinkered with the Talos and all that. Lady Chai is worried sick.
Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmor.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard!
Well, they got one guy to show up. Nice. Okay, 2, 3.
Stay back! All of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Dearest, I can't...
Oh! Oh dear.
Get a woman who can crush you with a hug.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
No. Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Crush him again.
Dearest, please!
Oh, was I? Is there an S rank? It is. I was joking about an S rank spawning. Holy crud! Temporary pause. Yo, man, when you come here looking for an S rank. You know what? Oh, ah, damn it. Oh, somebody's already hit it. Oh, stupid rock. We'll have dodged that in time. Okay. So we got a double S rank. I remember when this spawned before and some knucklehead went off on his own, like not in a party, to pick a fight with something and got wrecked, thus ruining it for everyone. Speaking of people getting wrecked. Oh shit, look away. Alright. Nope, I'm already on the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not teleporting to Tamra, people. I mean, granted, yes, it's straight across, but I'm already going diagonally at it. People gotta remember, just because we're level 90, these level 80 hunts aren't gonna hurt. Oh, night's falling. I should probably... Oh, who pulled? Uh-oh. They're like out. Apparently so. Alright, people, just give me a chance to disband. Frick! Everyone starts leaving and teleporting. And now I'm teleporting to Ishgard. Yeesh. By the way, how many do I have now? 2,000. Now I gotta teleport all the way back to Yulmore. Wrong. Nope, I'm going in the right direction. I think I need 3,500 if I want to get the Sin Eater mount. Oh yeah, you're not supposed to be here. Let's go ahead of reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. Most seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be much more simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. No need to fret, Niren. I've never felt better. And not all of overcall at the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, but to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet the new mayor. You there, Kai Shil, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the gods know not to bar the way to Valtry's chambers. Goes without saying, I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? Dolmens at the Crownlet will show you up. Gotta run all the way back. What am I doing? I could just fly. I know there's the one in the Kristan, but is there like a clan nutsy person here? Exchange, Splendor Exchange, Merchant, Delivery Moogle, Gear, Token, Gemstone, Luxury Trader? No. Okay, just in the Crystarium.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. Before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gatetown too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
Oh, well, might as well clap too. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred in every soul in attendance. It stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it in my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism in the very stone upon which the city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? will not be moving from the emergent into the emergent, dearest. It's too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. I'll retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Child, but you have a time for word. Ah, him. Yes, of course. Hathen Bet? Aye, that's me. I like your speech. There's folks outside these walls that don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who's counting their crumbs. You plan to change that? Want to help set things in motion. And we've much to discuss. You know, sooner do I take my office, that work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it on myself. Thank you again for your help, Niren. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmor's future was secured, but it's clear now the city's in capable hands. I have every confidence that they will find their way, and I believe it's time we went on ours. So, Alphadel's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I'm thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. My paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place. And I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmor for the people Master Chai is going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Maybe my friends will find a way to make a difference though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and I, for one, am happy to say that we share. Whatever path you choose, I pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? Got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Truly, to see Kaishir thus inspired by our actions is inspiring itself. Yet however much I wish to stay and see what becomes of his efforts here in Yulmor, we have matters of our own to attend. Come, we shall return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Becklook's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Yeah. Yeah, it's 3,200. Well, I see. I can purchase both of these minions. Do not attempt to put on your feet. So Cuddlesome, it hurts. But then I'll be back down lower again. And I really want to get this mount. It's gotta be ready for more of the A ranks and the S ranks. The Docile Gate. Unless No, he just likes the armor. Ugh. Another Garlean pretender. Welcome back. We are given to understand the new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. A shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared in you preparing the White Oversight? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Oversight was ill-suited for our purpose. But Oriange, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Estinien, that the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Becklook's invaluable insight, it would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Oversight doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the sepet of our ether, which comprise them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Oversight instead, but we would more likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique which I have personal experience. Nira, do you recall what we learned from our encounter with Dilga and Une? Oh, I wonder how this changes if you haven't done the Crystal Tower. I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to our forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not with only our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wherever it so leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Niran return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tatara will be relieved to hear we've made a progress of sort. I would beg leave to relay our findings onto Thangred and Reen, and to assist where I may in the investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tatara, won't you? Do. Max potion. Noon, you're back! How did everything go in the fest? Wait, don't tell me. Cryle will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. The bodies, I mean. God, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything at the moment she gets here.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
Alright, so we met someone who's skilled in soulcraft, and we are devising means of which doing so. Ran into a bit of a snag with the body, with the mind and soul, but...
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
It's... Oh, he's not in the armor. Estinien, the Azure Dragoon.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Yeah, look who's talking.
Estinien! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Retold. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
Xenos.
But his soul lives on. And he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos ye Galvus.
What?
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
I've seen him in action. His body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. But what good it will do? The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. Fucking combo attack. Ah, the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Naren was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... hold on, someone's yelling in a suit of armor.
Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright?
We may wear out our welcome. Oh, it's ladies.
Your radiance, no!
Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled. The world conspires to bore me. I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Motherfucker can teleport now? Well, any bright ideas? Just one.
Your radiance. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic armor. We cannot let them escape.
I will take normal, thank you. In the coming battle, you fight as Estinien Wormblood. Alert, alert, intruders detected the Imperial Way. All available units converge. Seems there is no turning back. We must force our way through. Black Wolf is among the intruders. Deploy magic armor. There they are! Stop them! We just get like a Legata subclass, job. Let's keep moving. There's no end to them. You want to escape, guys, Baelsar? Uh-oh. You will pay for your crimes, traitor. I was wondering when the Imperial Guard would appear. Focus the magic armor first. Alia, on my mark. I think not. Damn it! This way, quickly. Get styled on. Hey, how's it going? We make ourselves easy marks by moving together. I suggest we split up. Alright then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. Whee! We'll see you outside. Stay safe. It's going great. The stream is nearing its end for the most part, and I say that because I'll explain quickly. I don't play on PC controller, as you can see. I'm gonna stop once this wraps up, step out, eat lunch, come back, continue streaming. Oh, and thanks for the follow. Well, someone's been busy. Yeah, a lot of people are PC players. I, unfortunately, am a console. Volatile prototype. Arc Ultima. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. And do I play usually? Come Nidhogg and lend me your strength. Well, this, I also play shooters. I'm going to be streaming Destiny 2 once the final shape comes out. Usually other games that catch my fancy. You may also see me play Division 2 with my boyfriend when we stream together. Seems we've been afforded an impromptu field test. Ready all battle data and begin sequence test 2.0. I play a lot of games. Oh, that's Alamorn. Stardiver, obviously. Dragonlance. And Hard War, which is, yep, the damage boost. Or, well, bleed. Alright, I'm remembering how to Estinien. Do you have any job or are you a full-time streamer? I do have a job. I am a part-time streamer. Saturdays are specifically for Final Fantasy XIV. Anything else is literally any other day of the week. Oh, right, and sometimes I stream Fortnite. I might just not stream it because I don't know. Feels a bit tacky. I do enjoy just playing with my friends. I haven't much time. I said ready the battle data, damn you. Loading sample 14. Oop, oop, oop. You bar my way, then you will feel the fury of Nidhogg. Uh-oh, drive back to Garlean into the hard roar. Oh, done. Did that instinctively. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm stupid. Dragonlance inflicts the status ailment, not Hard Roar. Can I stack it? No, it caps at 15. It's not working. Writing all the sample data. The one taken from Castrum Albania. Loading sample data 12. Haha, because it's the 12th Legion. And get out of here. Actually, what does Hard Ward do? Delivers an attack with the phone fleet 600 all nearby, as well as enemy's proximity. Doesn't share key against them. Okay, cool. Oh god, I'm auto running. Yeah, why didn't I do that to begin with? I'm playing Dragoon poorly, it's been a while. Oh, no you don't. Die. Increase the generator output to maximum. Activate the Magitech field full power. It works. It works. Arc Ultima is unstoppable. Unstoppable? We'll see about that. Unleash the wrath of Nidhogg upon the Garleans. Nidhogg, show them your fury.
Taste my loss.
God, this moment was so cool to do it for the first time. Kaboom. Garleans and their Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? Am I from the US? Yes, I am. And I'm from further to the east. I'd rather not say.
Are you alright?
Peer into my past, did you?
Yes, and it was awesome, Estinien.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
Yeah, despite just streaming off my PS4. My internet runs quite good, and this is running at 720. Not high 720, just normal 720.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time.
That's cool.
He is an Ascian in all but name.
Perhaps, if you want to send me a whisper for it, I'll consider. And if I decide yes, I will use it. And if I decide no, I'll let you know.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
as I said, you can
My
whisper it
concerns
to
are far
me.
more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray.
Well, I mean, whisper here on Twitch. Should be able to shoot me a little whisper or something.
Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose.
Add you on what?
Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
That seems odd.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Well, give me a minute. I'll screenshot my chat here, and that way I have your name and the reason why, so I don't lose it. Like I said, I'll think about it, and if it's a yes, I'll reach out to you. Well, I mean, if it's a no, I'll still reach out to you.
Thank you for your help, then, Estinien. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Haha, very funny.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
You must be You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. I'd stay here and rest for a while. I'm sure Becklo can manage without you. They got enough science to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile, in Garlemald, Civil War. Where is it?
The traitors! You would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Ah! Onward! Before this day's done, victory shall be ours.
Next time. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing? Like dogs heading cattle to the slaughterhouse. That's you. Your soul is. Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you so should wish it. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. I mean, like, next time, as in, like, after I come back from lunch, if you swing by again. Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the first, thousands of miles away. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Deadlift Stoneworks and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling of some sort of the old villages, abandoned villages too. We've been laying on free talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free talos? Ah, we best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. It's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope? Yes, so long as I yet live, I'll see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Oh, alright, that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna go take a seat, gonna go end the stream, eat some lunch, come back, restream. And continue. I gotta get as much of this done before I can... before DawnTrail comes out. Especially early access. Just hope the servers don't get too crowded. But see you around.